A mom reveals how she went into labor halfway through a Taylor Swift gig but managed to dance through the pain and hold off giving birth for days. Jen Gutierrez, 31, was 38 weeks pregnant when she flew 412 miles from Canberra, Australia, to Melbourne, to see her favorite artist perform. Despite being just 2 weeks away from her due date, Jen knew nothing would stop her getting to the Eras tour with her husband, Michael Sin, 31, a public servant, and her twin sister, Dani, 31. But an hour in, during Taylor's Reputation set, Jen suddenly started having contractions. The contractions continued for the rest of the gig, but she managed to keep dancing and singing through them. They stopped after she got back to the hotel, and she managed to fly back home the next morning. She gave birth to her daughter, now 2 months old, a few days later in February 2024. They started during the Reputation set. I thought, I'm not going anywhere. If this baby comes, she is coming out now, said Jen, an executive assistant. The contractions got progressively worse. In the midnight set, I thought, OMG, I'm going to have this baby right now. Jen and Dani have always been big Taylor Swift fans and couldn't believe it when they bagged $400 VIP tickets on the third day of ticket releases in November 2024. We were doing the math, and we didn't think I was going to be that pregnant initially, she said. We then realized we were cutting it close. Jen was cleared to fly 6 days before the show but had been prepared to do the 8-hour drive if not. We were adamant about going, she said. No way we were going to miss the show. Jen and Michael and Dani and her husband flew out on the morning of the show and got glammed up in cowboy boots and sparkles. Jen suddenly felt the contractions starting an hour in. I was so shocked. I was a bit taken back, she said. My twin sister was next to me monitoring me. My husband was keeping an eye on my heart rate on my Apple Watch. I hope the girls behind me didn't think I'm not a real Swiftie because I kept sitting down. It was a euphoric experience. By the end of the show, Jen was struggling to stand and walk. I felt the baby on its way out because she was so low, she said. Imagine standing for 3 hours with a bowling ball between your legs. I waddled out of the stadium. Jen got an Uber back to her hotel and managed to ease her contractions after she had calmed down. I sat with my legs up on the bed, she said. The group flew back the next morning. I said, you can come as soon as we touched down, she recalled telling her unborn child. Jen gave birth a few days later to a happy and healthy baby girl weighing 7 pounds 7 ounces. The first song she listened to was Fearless by Taylor Swift, she said. She is an embedded Swiftie.